So I wanted to update everyone on forestry and woodlands and why it is that it's become such a focus of the news and everything that's coming out of Dunans at the moment. Quite apart from the fact that the harvest is ongoing, it's an opportunity for the project to really take a huge step forward. Now, previously, I've talked about creating a new access for the restoration, and that's a major part of why we acquired the woodland. However, as we have investigated the management of the 260 acres, it's become apparent that there's a bigger opportunity for us in terms of how we progress the restoration of this stunning edifice behind me. And it transpires that whilst the harvest itself is on a basic structural level going to provide us with a crossing over the river, it's also going to provide us with the wherewithal to look at further works on the castle. But that's not all. The idea is that once we've harvested, and you can hear in the background there the tractor coming back from having taken some of the timber to the lumber yard, the opportunity of the harvest is to replant and to replant with native woodland. Now that's going to be augmented by a woodland creation scheme, and that woodland creation scheme is effectively what is going to allow us to take a huge step forward in terms of the actual restoration of the castle, because not only are we going to be able to plant a woodland, get the grants for that, put in a path network which will give the woodlands public amenity and the castle a much wider area for lairds and ladies to explore when they visit, but we are also going to be able to use that woodland for carbon offset, and we're going to be able to sequester some 26,000 tons of carbon over the lifetime of that new woodland. And that new woodland is going to be native plantings with broadleaf, with a bit of pine, but mostly it's going to be Scottish native trees. And because of that, it becomes a blue ribboned project for carbon offset, for the type of things that promote biodiversity, promote carbon uptake, promote the type of ecological benefit that I think we'd all like to see with woodlands in Scotland or wherever in the world. The income from the carbon offset will allow us to do significant works in the castle, potentially put a roof on it, but if not that, then at least start a piecemeal renovation of the structure, so that, as you'll know if you followed the project, we have over the last few years put up a plan which says we're going to create 6 or 7 apartments for lairds and ladies to come and stay. Those apartments can be created within the structure one by one, which means that, for example, if we were able to create a 2-bedroom apartment closer to the house, we could get that up and running and create income, which then allows us to do the next stage. This progressive piecemeal approach allows us to obviate all of the risks of having to restore the building in a one-er. And of course, that's one of the big learnings from the last few years, is that we have to ensure that whatever we do, we don't run out of money and the project stalls. So really, what I'm saying is that the forest project is the first step in a conveyor belt of restoration, which will, over the next 3 to 5 years, restore the castle. And that, for me, and I suppose for all of us at Dunans, is wonderful, because for the first time we can actually put a date on when folks are going to be able to stay here in the castle, when the castle lives again. Now, if you wish to support this latest forestry exploit, then there are several ways that you can do so. Obviously, you can continue to buy our decorative titles, which are the mainstay of ScottishLaird. But we also have a sponsored tree programme, which, once the harvest is done and once the path network is in place, we can begin to plant. And we've had to delay the plantings for everybody's sponsored trees up until now because of these operations. And if you've seen the photos of what the forest harvest has done to the ground, you'll understand that that caution has been very well placed. You can also buy the commemorative map, which is available on the website, and that shows how Dunans is sitting within a landscape of woodland. There are also the photos of your square foot, which have proved extremely popular. So all you need to do is give us your plot number, and we will then find your a lovely photo of that square foot. And then we've also now developed a premium plot map, which is beautiful. It really is. And lastly, of course, if you fancy it, you can buy a square foot in the castle with our castle package, and that has also proved hugely popular. The presentation is gorgeous. So there's the advert, there's the Christmas ideas. I hope to see you soon at Dunans for a tour, and do remember, if you come, you must book. But we are just delighted that the next 5 years look to be perhaps the most exciting and successful that we've ever had at Dunans, and we're just really looking forward to welcoming you all. It's going to be fab.